Sebo esom mokasebo sign nam okay 101.7 FM so need 100.9 wo kumasi hello 101.5 radio stations ahodo wo Ghana ha ene amono ne bebro wo ha ne akire ene efa ye kasebo ye social media platforms ahodo wo ko Facebook live ye peace 104.3 FM Facebook live ye peace 104.3 FM YouTube ye despite media na ensema e di bramu de di makotene bi ene se minority leader Honorable Dr. Kese Atuforsen wakasa na wachim say import restriction LI no eba no enya dia IMF fo nhyehyeye no ene ne konakrana.
This completely belies the government's claim that the proposed regulations are intended to promote local production of the affected product and conserve foreign exchange.
Yagusu aye kasa ya manebo ayenye free konongo railways se enipa bi kuta torchlight ni mfidi a womu etwitwa omu twitwanti na Ghana Railway Authority se munim ho hwea na moto anamo e de afa ho ye betena si ya ena yenya nkrato e de free konongo railways ho se enipa bi womu ekuta torchlight ekuta mfidie a womu twitwa keteke kwan no a efaso no womu etwitwa womu de kasi womu twitwa de gumu etini esre Ghana Railway Authority se munim ho hwea na moto anamo na konongo bibia akoyi yenko yenim no yedrum na hyebedwam ababeda di se LGBTQ+ no bill no ama confusion aye basa ewo emra hyebedwam director with the CPP ano chem se a vote of no confidence a wo mahye se national executives wo muni wo mu gidie no ama party ne ebra wo mu yi eye bra emu odin.
A very difficult time for the Convention People's Party right now. We are having some internal issues now. What happened yesterday, didn't occur in a vacuum. It has been brewing actually since 2020.
Honorable Kwesi Amoakwanta Rose Minister na so for share akwan eni akobedie so nipa bia kaseti ane se toll booth workers no a wo ko ministry ho na wo nyina ko board dompion ho ye kire no wachichi bia to mu no we die ensem fata emra shebedwoni wo nkwanta south Honorable Geoffrey Kini wono so chem se nkwada be ye empim dunson ene wo ntimi nkosuku enam ahensem ntawantawa amane muso ewo empeso aso ho
was 17,192 pupils, 750 teachers are currently at home. Government or state entities have been closed.
Na ye kamu se no nsia kase ebo enwumaku a ebo ye chidom eye Osons chemist wo de Osons grab mixture abaja so motofo enro enono ena Osons chemist wo mo a edi Osons garlic capsules abeboa ema immune system enya hoden MTN we there for you everywhere you go nti eto nsafro sebra high sense Ghana say electronic appliances ahodo refrigerator chest freezer air condition television any gas cooker eya no abomode na won sa to wo de so Pepsodent cavity fighter enini wo de twehwe wo sia na ma wo sia ye imbus police ni na drone nso betimi aboa ma yare ahodo bebre bitisa syphilis gonorrhea ne white ne pressure ne ade aba forma ma ho ato Amen Scientific Hospital Amen Scientific say ayaresa de wo mo ye expert ankasa eti inshallah onyame ene yaresafo Lion Aluminium Product Limited for wo mo nso ena ede enchansi ede bodan so aba na brekro no a enchansi enu mo aduane no eye Lion Aluminium Product Limited budget cash and carry woman the blue jeans energy drink about more than 2 decades in fie beye duno and wo masom Ghana enti obi anim se blue jeans de eno an energy drink and energy drinking so eno any blue jeans who no nsu a na one special eyes natural mineral water abujunsu na enu achi upe baby di usika to a best point savings and loans ya frame ya kusu ya gwaboaje obetimi ya frame ya kusu ya nshira afe yemfa enne ensamono National Executive Council NEC and Convention People's Party CPP amonyo kodomo wamakwa kotoa bade atudwa sempedifo da party na no womuni womu gidie na se vote of no confidence eno aye adwuma na koso ewo komase wa santememu a womu ato womu abawi a chese mpanifo ne de womu mpre womu so omayi womu to ase akonwa eti womu nyina enko na no na National Executive Council no abedwafo dum yensa no womu to womu se womu hwa akire kopem se Eniyama betimi akoyie na Salmat Kuku Pentel one director of communication etchenkomo.
A very difficult time for the Convention People's Party right now. We are having some internal domestic issues now. What happened yesterday, didn't occur in a vacuum. It has been brewing actually since 2020 when the current executive was sworn in with issues of 50% plus one, allegations of corruption, etc., and the inability of the national executive to essentially function like we would expect. But what happened at NEC and Rano quite important to the stability of the party and our being competitive enough to contest in the 2024 election. Your party, there are those who want it to be absorbed by another big party, and then there are those who want it to be aligned to another big party.
Enia yeti ye director of communication ma CPP Ora Sylvester Sapon Soprano ene kasa no to aso se empanifo nko no moda party na no emu enwotwe de wo mo ede wo mo dwa to chairman ne nko a ene o se won fa na dwa to ho ne ento wo china.
You see the national executive committee, national executives the running party nine. So now 8 of them, including the general secretary Nana Ajantwa, have voluntarily stepped down. So now the chairman and leader of the party refuses to do likewise.
Na yebusan se akato na bro na Ghana ko simpie ni akwakoto aba sa wo hye CPP fo se de omusi ji wo mu hu ya eto ma ye krado se political party e kase ye pe de wo gina na so miensa CPP betimi aya na se na Soprano kano.
I believe that at the end of it all, you see, the party will emerge the stronger. I think the party needs some breathing space. I appreciate the desire and the concern of the media to, sort of inform the Ghanaian people about what is happening to their beloved, glorious CPP. Because Ghana for the CPP assembly, and all Ghanaians of goodwill want the CPP to be that alternative to President Akufo-Addo and President Mahama. We want all of them out.
Yeti ye Ora Sylvester Sapon Soprano wono ena ekasa ya wono any director of communication MCPP amanyoko na sansem ya no ye kwa homa no so na ye ni Ora Kwame Nkrumah botuo a wono so woka nneke ne ho wo mu ne kosi gina ye ewo Kumase na ye busa ne se eho asem ne sesei etise opani memoajo eba peace kase eboso
yo meda seminia
ye dase wadawruma edie ne mampanifo nek mokosi se gina ye ewo Kumase se empanifo eda party nano moyi wo moto ase akonwa yi.
The currently say for the past infirmiensa empanifo no omo be gina party nenim omo for omo modern to an extent, but a true stage no we've been on. I say omo tematite intina party no into me and call nenim omo to me the policies bebre ba ye be say time no so na I say akasakasa bebre na embaso inti ye call national executive council meeting no na members of the national executive council from all over the country omo 9 seats so say omo 9 seats from say omo njindi say ene ye fisa meeting we ni eko ye fia nyoma betume akoso to say my discuss wo national executive council meeting because who sha enfem biensa no nyoma bebre wo wa ya ka entume mbaso enti omo activity article 82 D, E and F enoma national executive council no to me say omo to me to aba asesa omo to sa bana na omunya more than 50% that is majority on per se omuyi impenifo na ombe to me eyi impenifo no but answer ombe to sa bano as minua Sylvester Sapon Soprano kai no impenifo no omu 8 omu si form say omu resigning omu entina omo akonwa no mobio eka nana Sapon kuma pe nti yes ano omo move motion to activate article 82 D, E and F no concerning nana Sapon kuma and the votes were 100%. Omo ni omo no obia vote say onsi from enfi akonwa no mo nti yes ano na delegates or more interest groups, so that is the women's group, youth group name, comes in a into caucus. No more ye or more inquire on person or more no more forming interim council. Stand it here and ra.
Openye wada uruma enti sabre ya national chairman ne se omfa na dwanto hoyi na nekefo nso so ma vote sa vote of no confidence anasa mato abase muni ne mugidie e de na sese betimi akoso
chairman no ya mame the same way nana ya dwanto so ya mame here omo party no enti bibia mejidi just as in times past no you to me I solve a difference na yakoye nim no we so you bet to me I solve differences no na yakoye nim but as it comes to whether the question is about the party no you bet to me I bibi without omodia yes we can because we are going to continue with the policy and the time more action hand in hand with the youth and the passionate members of the party.
Obanyansa na obekọ no wada wuruma akato na brogana na ekosimpie ni akwakoto aba development fufuro ya sori ne ma apagya ne ho ewo CPP mu yi wogiri se mo aye krado maboaboa mo ho yie a 2024 elections na mo betimi di akokoduro aba be pribie
no kwani ye akokoduro no this is the highest it has been because from reaction of members to National Executive Council and what has been going on in the party, I say people have been calling for this for a long time. So the members are ready to go and the leadership is also ready to win the 2024 elections. We have the manpower, we have everything that we need. And most of all, adia buapa na yeni in the past administration we are clear. Now we have that. We are united and we are forging ahead to take this country back for its citizens.
Yo, yeda CP openyi.
Medansis.
Onwa Kwame Nkrumah botu ono eka neke ho empanifo mu sigina yefa party ne ho anamotu omutu ye ewo Kumase na wo mu sigina yese empanifo da party na no CPP wo mu enyina wo mu ni wo mu gidie nti obi amfa na gya ento ho no eno ho nkomotwetwe na akoso no Dr. Kessel Atoforson na wo ye minority leader anase donkuma wo mrahye bedwem wo mo ba no deni na wo de atodwa se aban edi bibi efe ne import restriction legislative instrument aba simple which money nyina ne se enema ye krefra mo no ne eba Ghana ha no ebi wo ho a ye pese ye de ye so etoso ye ban ne se de be ya sa de ye ntimi nkra emma etie wo be items anase ne ema be ya duonu mienu a ye ba be sisa gina ye na de afa ne no no wo bo amane se sa ban ni mu a wo yi aban asotire se wontimi nya sa import restriction legislative instrument LI no a ebe ma ho kwan ma ne ema bi ye se ye ne ye ye bi wo Ghana ha nti ehun hia se ye be krade aba no yen so ne ye de etia kwakwohye the International Monetary Fund IMF for program ase eno ma ho kwan se Ghana betimi asisa gina ye na fi se IMF for nhyehyeye mu no aban ne ho kwan so restricted trade anase dwadie eni kwan so de yeso to so anase checherebo wode ebeto so obi opeso odi dwa bi obetimi akwa aba wo bra bibia ensi ne kwan eti sa aban no efri ni pema beka sa imrahye bedwafo monyi san hyehyeye we ntum efise ye woni ma makoma akwa aduonu mienu bi a mempese ye bekrade aba Ghana bi mu aban ntimi nye sa ena san hyehyeye no kra no World penifo a wo mo hwedwadie so World Trade Organization WTO fo no nso kra no wo mo hyehyeye no etia eno nso Ghana eka ho eti sa gimadie we sa banka so obeya na se eye niema bi a ensem fata Dr. Kessel Atoforson Edison Semitu Dwabra Moment of Truth gimadie a NDC fo ahyehye na wiei wo mo de hyehyeye so ede o madwenkyere etudwa.
The proposed regulations gravely offend some international trade treaties and protocols that Ghana has signed up to. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also say that this very ally breaches the IMF agreement that Ghana has recently agreed with the International Monetary Fund. That states clearly that Ghana, within the course of the program, cannot sign on to any import restriction policy. For instance, the regulation in its current form clearly also contravenes the World Trade Organization WTO trade facilitation agreement, particularly on quantitative restrictions. This could lead to serious retaliatory action by our trade partners and eventually affect exports from Ghana, like that of our cocoa and other things that we export out of Ghana.
Na Dr. Atofosin etwa so kan se sanne ma aduonu mienu a aban atintima to ho se ye de mre basa de be ye obi entimi nkremfra mo no ne ema Ghana ha no abanya hweyi efi se sanne ma no wo ka se ebetimi aye bi o Ghana ha ne yentimi nye ebi ti se asichiri se asichire na asichire dodo se ne ye no Ghana ha eti wan sha wo si wo mo kra asichire ba no wo mu nyai wo mu jai a wo nso so dodo na Ghana fo hia na wontimi nye na abema ne bo akosoro na de ahokyere abre Ghana fo nti aban wonwene ho ne mpre nu so.
Ghana does not have any significant local capacity to produce some of these strategic products listed under the first shadow of the proposed legislative instrument, such as sugar, among others. Neither has the government outlined any specific interventions or incentives to promote the local production of such products. This completely belies the government's claim that the proposed regulations are intended to promote local production of the affected product and conserve foreign exchange, as has been argued by the government.
Dr. Atofosin, our minority leader, na said Domkome won mashebedwem wo mo ban no dani ene che na dwene no wieye opanyina wo hwenkita hodie suoma NDC Orasa Mejamfi wono nso so kasa no obo amane se wo hwa aban ba no wo kan se wono enyeto ene odi bebu Ghana fo kom so oba ye eto da biade che ode foforo ba wo kan se de ye friend production ene ma no wo ba beye wo beto abasa abosha wo hye nyina wantimi ani so.
If it is a VAT, ye wonyeme bia aban se ye pesika de aban pesika ye mpuntu benye sika bia ni sika sebi mpanyin se kom de wa na no nkyere se fa nsam yenu didi enne alaji bawomi a one yakufu ado abedi ensumfie nsumuni o manye sika cha aban bia abo besia cha aban bia anso omo enti exercise book a otoma wo ba enne wo betua VAT no e 15%, textbook newspaper for amwa yeah, the VAT beto so 15%. Now VAT no kure ni won newspaper na ye tono do say. Ne sound so the 15% e ba beto so. This is why we must rise up. It's about all of us. Bone ben and ye dia ya alaji bawomi a. Alaji bawomi o wo position gina simpie so say monto abamaye na me move Ghana from taxation to production. And ne or the VAT ato apeteshe so. Apio kakra emrantie ahokyere we mu nyina mo berewem e de ahwe mo hafa no so eno so VAT.
Orasa Mejamfi lawyer awo no ye communications officer ma NDC amanyekuo no ene kasa ya Henry Akwesi Minka edi amane boyi ebesom ye. Emrahebedwani owo Nkwanta South eye Honorable Geoffrey Kini na wodi atom Rahebedwafo anim se every bra entawantawa ahensem ntawantawa ma ne musu Nkwanta South no ama desuafo be empim dunson 17,000 school going children ene tifia nkoda ntimi nkosuku ena chechefo be ya hanson aduonum wo munso ofie ebise de ekoso no mukọ a enye yie eti konkombafo bi mu wo ho a de ekoso nyina no de ne wo mani nye ho akwan ana yesisie eti wo besre pa sesesem na Rahebedwafo no ehwe na sansemi wo de to hoyi wo mutu ho anamo
catastrophic proportion and claim more precious lives and destruction of colossal property. It is instructive to note that dozens or scores of homes have been attacked, vandalized, and razed down, and market stores looted and sacked. Mr. Speaker, may I report to this honorable house that about 17,190 school pupils, 750 teachers are currently at home. Government or state entities have been closed. Farming, which is the main occupation of the majority of my constituents, have been disrupted because some of them have been attacked and killed on their farms and many injured.
Honorable Geoffrey Kini awoye Rahebedwani won Nkwanta South ene kasaye no na wodi adesede to dwase ebre na so kwantinti bia kopie kotia esese nkabomu eba eti wo bese na nanma hemfo bedwase de asibia wo mfa nto nchen na afane nyina enkammom sede be ya asumdue ebebe kropom ho.
In this regard, it is important for all stakeholders to join hands immediately to bring a speedy end to this carnage and restore peace, order, and stability to the people. Mr. Speaker, I call on all chiefs and elders, opinion leaders, and all who matter to tone down on their differences, bury the hatchet, and join hands together to combat poverty and diseases which are our common enemies rather than ourselves. It is important to state at this material period when most of other communities across the country and indeed the world in general are putting their resources, energy, and time to generate wealth to support quest for a better life for themselves and also develop their areas, we in Nkwanta South cannot afford to continue to be at each other's throats when our very lives are being destroyed.
Nkwanta South Mrashebejeni Honorable Geoffrey Kini eno no wie na Mrashebejeni o Krache West Honorable Helen Adwanto so wono so de ne de to so no chem se ye ne nwanwa se Regional Security Council amantem ho no mo na hwe bambo ho nsam no wo mantem ye hu ne ntem se sakasaka biba.
Surprised because the regional minister didn't want to offend maybe the fascists because he was preparing for his primaries to contest the primaries there. Because if he has stood on his grounds to say that look, there are clear signals that this is what is going to happen, therefore do not go ahead with the celebration. Mr. Speaker, what happened in Nkwanta South wouldn't have happened since we have security heads. And there was the need for research meeting, there was the need for research meeting, but all this did not happen. Notwithstanding, Mr. Speaker, people have lost their lives. People have lost their lives. There are families who are suffering. There are people who have passed on, who are people who are sent for the families. Now they are no more.
Honorable Helen Adwanto so Mrashebejeni ewo Krache West wono ne kasaen na bu Mrashebejeni Honorable Kofi Adams wono nso de tu dwa se wo hwe sakasaka na esi ye no abusua ne mienu de boss no a ama ehyen a edi nuane eba ho wo mo fa ho nyina de kɔ mantema hodo no dodo no akora ntimi nkobiem.
The effect of conflict in Nkwanta will not affect only the people of Nkwanta, and indeed the Eastern Corridor route has become the shortest route in the northern part of the country. And Mr. Speaker, if you want to avoid the use of a ferry, you would have to go through Nkwanta. Otherwise, you do Dambai and use the ferry. But if you go through Nkwanta, you are able to sail through freely through Pasada Mampo into Bimbila and continue your journey without curtailing it because the ferry is not functioning. A conflict in such a critical area affects movement of vehicles.
We Mrashebejeni owobu amabato mpeswa so Honorable Kofi Adams so wiye na Interior Minister ono so na ehye wo man mu nsam Honorable Ambrose Derry wodi tu dwa so obesere Mrashebejafo a ewon potem ho nyina se wo me nananom ahemfo bedwa no enko nakra na asomdwemra.
Members of Parliament to ensure or to work with us to ensure that there's peace and security in Nkwanta. Mr. Speaker, I want to place on record my appreciation for the positive contributions that have been made. And to start by saying that there have been loss of lives, Mr. Speaker, and up to 11 and beyond. Mr. Speaker, even one loss of life is one too many. And Mr. Speaker, I would like to extend on behalf of the government our condolences to all the bereaved families who have lost loved ones.
Honorable Ambrose Derry oswafo wo show Maimun Sem Minister of the Interior wono ne kasa ye na William Gentu na Emmanuel Akole ene different Mrashebejwem ebesum ye yeda so Mrashebejwem ho ya Mrashebejwafo akiro madwene e de afa Ghana ngumasua eto ape wo mo se ngumasua ne ba na eba fom te bra so se yenum ahina kroma yenum fom te yeda ne ho te sa bosoma kotre ne ye hu bibi se de be ya ye be ko yenum fi se theory no adorso dodo e bra so se de ye fa ne practical and skillful knowledge no eba aba eti nipa ne ko school no wo penim dia emu do a wo pie ba ya obetimi aye bibi wo wonsa no adwuma bi agyenumudie bi ye bibi na sada bia chiwempo wo ye no akenkan na de akoguo na de ama lecturer na wono nso so wa market de ama wo no eno de emfa Ghana enkusi aga eti mhye bedwani wo kumbungu abatom peso aso Professor Hamza Adam ene ma so apɛ ena honorable Muntaka Mubarak nso de to so se me no ye adwene pa ebra so se ye dane ye ho kakra efa Ghana ngomasua ne ye de sa practical vocational education ene ne ma practicals ne wo mu pa nti akoda ne nim se wo wie school no ano wanto aso biem kro betimi aye bibi no ebra so na chiu empo no ye twam kra.
Realization that yes, it is good to educate everybody, but it doesn't mean that everybody must go and do only reading subjects. We can categorize ourselves to those who have to learn skills, those who have to do the reading subjects, those who want to do other things. We cannot just be doing this mass production and expect a different result. Because, Mr. Speaker, now the biggest danger that confronts us in this country is graduate unemployment. Because the number of graduates that we are churning out, as against the vacancies that are there, they just don't match. And Mr. Speaker, for those of us who have great opportunity to employ people, it's shocking, Mr. Speaker, when you are in an interview, we are trying to interview people to pick them for a job. Mr. Speaker, you wonder, you say you finish university. Say yes, and you look at the results, second class upper, some of them even first class, and you are wondering the kind of communication that you are having with that person.
Afutuo we nyina Professor Hamza Adam mashebe dwene wo kumbungu ena honorable Muntaka Mubarak ena kire o madwene fa Ghana ngomasua ho mo se ebra so se ye dane ye ho kakra mashebe dwene o adanse askwa honorable Katie Hammond so de bi to so se no ohaw kakra aba ene se wo mo free senior high school eco universities ahodo no wo mo doso etu wo mo kwa wo hwe lecture hall baako lecturer no ekuta microphone ene wo kasa eni padudu school form pempem oye den na lecturer baako watimi abo be wo bro okuta microphone na nso ebere bi etwemu na wo nkoda na ye kakra bi na lecturer baako no ogina omanim ti watimi ni wo mudi nkita ho ma practical ne koyie wo kire wadwene we su kire na adwe se na de lecturer baako kogina lecture hall na wo okuta micro school fo egum bebre apema pem bebre etise no so ya anya ho adwuma de a ebe ye den se nkoda dodo bebre besei achechefo no betimi aboa wo mu nyina.
Department, Mr. Speaker, one day, and when I went, the lecturer had a megaphone in his mouth, megaphone. I wondered what he was doing. With all respect, it wasn't a fanfare, it wasn't an outdoor function or anything. It was a lecture hall. I mean, a lecture hall, I was told that there were about 2,000 or so students. Mr. Speaker, it's a little difficult, the system that we created. In the end, Mr. Speaker, that it comes to, what do you call it, employment. Mr. Speaker, but even before it comes to the employment, step back again to the education, the facility system. Something has entered into the lexicon of the country, of the education system of the country, the entry, and of course subsequently into the employment, Mr. Speaker, they call protocol. Mr. Speaker, everything in this country is now beginning to look like a protocol, and nobody seems to understand it.
We futuo ene akwankyere emrashebedwani a wono nso so wo adanse askwa Honorable Katie Hammond so editor so na de wo twatwo first deputy speaker of parliament Honorable Joseph Osewusu wono nso kire mu se adesuafo asese wo mo ba no sese kuadwuma no kra de wo mo mpekra obia epe office no abotai no ahye suit na air condition enam ne ho.
Anybody who has come through high school or senior high school today doesn't want to touch filth, doesn't want to work on the land. He wants to be dressed as like us sitting in the office. Recently, I granted an interview and I said that our kind of education should not be called education, it's called miseducation. Because the wealth of our land is where we are not educated to use our intellect at. Sometimes I'm surprised when we complain that, this agreement is not helping us. What is in the land? You need somebody else's technology to be able to take it. You need somebody else's technology to even determine that there's gold in your land. You need somebody else's capital to be able to extract it. How much do you expect to get? How much? If the person brings his technology, he brings his money and his expertise.
Honorable Joseph Osewusu, first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, one Kasaye, William Gentu, any Emmanuel Akole, and a Diamaniboi Ebaye. Yada Sujina Mrashebe Jemoha, na nigo pram, Mrashebe Jenny, and ne, na Nekoko was Ruka Siepa, if he se was see, and Yama be Koswa, Ensem Fatakura, LGBTQ bill, noa, and Mrashebe Jafo, Agent Juno, and then a necessary de topaso, na Wamu Ebo boy consideration stage, you know. Now, Wamu Jinjin, who we are next say, or my Yahojuma, na Yajiatum. Na Right Honorable Alban Sumanakins for the backbone. Our noni ochamia o demra shebe January no washe. First Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Joseph Osewusu says so mo ba consideration no a stage ho one famra na mra shebe dwafo no mo bo hu na akire no wo mo agye atum nenso enya dia Honorable Joseph Osewusu edebeto ho na ne nyina so ene say chairman no a woda constitutional legal and a parliamentary affairs no no Honorable Anyimedu Entwi wa ama enu nti na wo mo de topa so a enye yie na no ena opanyi HM se ebasa na hagene pa eti ema majority side no wo mu nyina ekire wo madwene ema minority for so kire wo madwene a na emfa.
I will mention the names. Let's start.
Comfort and men, women, we are all in this together.
You are not.
No, you are not.
You were leaving the house today. You should have taken the bill even for 30 minutes.
What you are saying
Leader, there is nothing we are saying that we can't be saying.
How many times have ministers not been in?
If you are ready,
how many times?
If you are ready, let's know.
Anti Mrashebe Jafo no omo ne Honorable Sam George na de boss so no na we yaka na we nso aka ye nyina ye nyepe ye omo preso omo preso efa LGBTQ bill no ho asensem na no na Honorable Sam George echim se first Deputy Speaker of Parliament no wo gidi se wono wo ko atia bill no wo mpese bebem fi se impo chairman no a wono da constitutional legal and parliamentary affairs and Honorable Anyimedu Entwi se wan mampo anaso oni hompo a enka de fe no consideration stage no ai no betimi de abeto na Mrashebe Jafo abobo hu no enka obetimi aye.
Speaker said he was completing the considerations today and gave those instructions to the first Deputy Speaker. Our frustration is that this is not the first time this is happening. It's not the second time. This is the third time the Speaker has given such an instruction and it has been disregarded in his absence. We need to understand from the majority side what their issues with the bill are. We need to understand with those who take the chair when the Speaker gives the instruction what their opposition to the bill is. We are very well aware of people in leadership on the majority side who are reaching out to sponsors of the bill asking us to step down the bill. Is that why the majority side is fighting against the bill? The excuse given today that the chairman of the committee is not in the chamber, so we can't take the amendment, is alien to the practice of this house because the ranking member was present. Even government bills, when the chairman is not present, the ranking member is able to take the amendments that stand in the name of the chairman because amendments of the committee always stand in the name of the chairman. And all the amendments, about 43 of them, that have been tabled are amendments that have been agreed between us as sponsors and the committee. And so they won't stand in my name or Honorable Benja's name or Honorable Helen or Honorable Delaso or Honorable Odole's name or Roxanne's name or in Tim Forger's name. They will stand in the name of the committee chair. But it does not mean that only the committee chair can move it.
Honorable Sam George ena okasaye na obewie no se wo mo Mrashebe dwam ho no a wo mo yomadwen se LGBTQ bill no epese agitum no wo mo kutia no se wo mo anhwe ye obebubo wo mo nyina din esese wo mo ma yagitum ansa na bronya no Mrashebe dwafo akwakwaje wo ma home.
The ranking member can move the amendment. How is it that a private member's bill, where the private members say we are comfortable with the ranking moving the bill, then the person in the chair says we can't take the bill because the chairman is not there and the chairman has intentionally stayed away? Would this same government that is telling us that at 3 o'clock we've stayed too long, would they not keep us here till 1 a.m. to approve frivolous loans, yes, which have brought us into this mess we are as an economy?
And
taxes. Those who have gone and gotten influenced by persons who have interest in the LGBTQ should return whatever influence they have collected, because we will fight, and the next time we address the media, I will mention names. I've been impressed upon today by my co-sponsors not to mention names, and it's out of respect for them that I'm not mentioning names. But if they continue this behavior of frustrating the bill, how can this bill spend almost 3 years? This bill was introduced in 2021.
the Speaker of Parliament. They want to disgrace the Speaker. Because if you remember, at the beginning of this year, the Speaker promised Ghanaians that before the end of this year, we will pass the bill.
Ningo prom Mrashebejani Honorable Sam George ene Kasaye William Gentu ena Emmanuel Akole ene Debesumye Busa South Mrashebejani Honorable Dr. Clement Apak Wakasa na wachem se waswa for sha kwan ne akobedie so Honorable Kwasi Amwakwanta Minister of Roads kwan ofa so kan se toll booth adwumayfo adadafo yenchi wo muntum fi so moba ministry ho be board dompem no ene muguase pa ensemfata ene muguase fi se minister ya wono na hye wo mo be so obefo mo adwuma eti so mo to wona se yemfo mo adwuma no maba ministry ho se washebo enti di uboshe so wodi wano do nwure na bi nwo wunti a na no nche se wo twentwen wo nase wo bosha wahye wo mo a no ma be pie ho no mu ye dede kakra wo sian wahye se policefo enche wo mo e se wo ankasa e na wo hye wo mo bo e na nkrofo no so se bi obebre no ano wo ma didem e wo mu ni padua baabi e na wo ma base yensanfo wo mo mra na wo mo ye wo mo adwuma enti Honorable Clement Park say Minister of Roads Honorable Kwasi Amwakwanta suban wo da na dine de na ensemfata
were picked up by the Ghana Police Service on the premises of the Ministry of Roads and Highways. Mr. Speaker, this rather unfortunate incident follows the announcement made by the Minister of Roads and Highways exactly 2 years ago, declaring the cessation of road tolls on our highways to be replaced by the e-levy. Regrettably, the toll workers, including those with disabilities, were immediately instructed to go home without any proper arrangements for their welfare, despite assurances of reinstatement and continued salary payments. For the past 2 years, these toll booth workers with disabilities have been grappling with unemployment, leading to severe consequences such as homelessness and the inability to afford basic necessities.
Honorable Dr. Clement Park say ankoye ade ne de anyefe na disabled workers yi nipa wo madi dam yi na sesenka minister no kra na se asoye no wo mo ne wo mo tena se ne wo mo kasa na se wo mo hye se yentietie wo mo fa hodie so bra yenche wo mo ne de na kire se wo mo anhwe amfa nidie ama wo mo.
They gained entry into the ministry's premises to find cover from the mid-morning scorching sun after a minor scuffle with security men at the gates. They settled in the car park, and after waiting for the minister, 3 police cars drove in, and they were shortly circled by officers. They were picked up for assault and unlawful demonstration after a short interrogation and were sent to the Accra Central MTU. Having been detained for a few hours, they were released after they were made to write caution statements. This situation not only violates the dignity and well-being of persons with disability, but also infringes upon the Persons with Disability Act 2006, Act 715, the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability.
Honorable Dr. Clement Park Busa South and Mrashebejani William Gentu ne de ba na nsa na Honorable Kwasi Amwakwanta oye road minister no no so wo honto okasa na okire mu say ansam a Honorable Dr. Clement Park kan no enye nokore ya nchi obi a na de toso biem ebra wo mo ba ho yai.
That day they were again warmly received by one of my deputy ministers and those who were there. I wouldn't want to go to the extent of reporting of the misbehavior of some of them. Despite that attitude, the people and the officials in my office did not manhandle any one of them. Mr. Speaker, I have had the opportunity, the privilege to talk about the issues of toll booths and disabled persons on the floor of Parliament, and as we all know, this is a house of records, and I'm sure on all those occasions the Hansard captured whatever I said.
Honorable Akwasia Mwakwanta Rose Minister wono ne kasa ya William Gintu ene Emmanuel Akole Edebreye ye kwa ya mane bofo panyin 1 cm Samson Kwame Nyameche enchen ne na kwotwetwe nkomo ofise ya tese Accra Human Rights High Court womo ahye na a lawyer fo womo aginam se Giase kan Circuit Court judge no a sa breye yi ne to ase akonwa no sa esu ene ban no ensem fata eti wo masama Chief Justice otemuafo panyini a wo Ghana ha ena nipa mienu bi a wo masama wo mo ewo Accra Human Rights Court se ekwan agi Second Circuit Court wo mo eyi no afri ho no enyade a esefata ntimpanifo entu ho na mo nti yekọ na yama ne bofo panyini 1 cm Samson Kwame Nyameche na wo de ho ama ne bo ama yefi se no na yi masotre se agi Second Circuit Court otemuafo a wo dan no krata ababonten se sabre yeyi no afiri ho anase yeyi na difisa asem bi pie nanimu a oba bi eni ne kunu asem na eye aware mu nsensem ne aware gyaye ekopi ase no na ekowi ase ne nsem omotete ye ne se na one sa wo ba no etwempena anase one wo ba no empemu agudie bi akoso amenam sokura wo sankura hye se oba ne kunu no ye nkwoche no eti eho asem no na aba bepiem se Chief Justice yakwa saman no nti ye nkotie yama ne bofo panye 1 cm Samson Kwame Nyameche same memoajo
yeah.
Yo, na bibia boko de.
Pacho, nyamia dumo.
Ye de nyamia se. Sami ye tie asem a ye Giase kan Circuit Court judge no a ye yi ne to ase akonwa no ho asem no ye tie o.
Yo, me da se sine osi ekan ye no. Sa ne tie ne ene yesu enya ne tie se aye owura afer kwabna asiedu ye beka no ye Circuit Court judge and what Giase kan amra Carter be free Chief Justice or a buyer say or more a unit, you know. Or a personal or a lawyer also. I'm a Marcos Summer, Nipamian son. Na Nipamian son, a Judicial Service of Ghana. And I feel a year the Chief Justice. I will also hear the head of Judicial Service. And I feel a year the Attorney General and a year Minister of Justice. Meaning, I say, oh, Mother Kodane, a year the lawyer for at the Aqua Kodane, a year Accra High Court Division of Human Rights no na de omo koya omo kanyina no say koya fa so a Giase kan judge ya sia no ye Chief Justice assign krata say Alfred Kwabna asiedu omo ayina di efise Judicial Committee bi aye nhwehwemu efa awuraba bi a ye fa na ye Sadia Dina wono ede ono na petitioner ede koye eka nsem yabekasa allegation nsem o kafa judge no se mrebi atwam a odi ni case oni ni kunu divorce case bi ko honum efa ho koba se owei judge ene ne twempra eno kra ne ka ho a eya awari jaye no e ba ye du baby na akoye nsem pi na no ena na lawyer for ade akodan eye Accra High Court eye Human Rights Division say asem na eye petitioner ne kan ye Judicial Committee ehwem no asem no na ntesa ebiso no so titim nkata asem no yin ba ko mienu miensa akopem allegations na petitioner na ye ni na nanso so no omususu se emrem no Judicial Committee edema Judicial Service no oma hwe ni ye omufiti ya na omugem enti enim ya eniema omuhwehwa na se emprempe ya court no enhye Chief Justice onhye Judicial Service Council sa kwaya fa so eyi no eye unlawful wo mo ye wie so ani dia o mo eyi ade free eye payroll so no wo mo emfanshim na afa ne kwakwa no wo mo reinstate no na akatua anasa benefit bi o mo yi ne free mo no e bia ahwere ne bia nansa enka na no akire no affidavit bi affidavit o kan ye wo de kan ho no de ne nyina no sa asem no oyi baako e de koi e ma committee no kra e free no Emma wono so ekan na dance na odi ko yeni na enya ade a committee ni hwem ene omo ye recommendation de come Judicial Service Emma so de come Chief Justice o gira so say wa ye niema bi a ense enfata say otemweni etimi ye eno ti na di yi na di na o ta ansem ni nyina na kura bi enyim na Peace FM yesu ye do esu ko hwe ye no na cha sa ansem na wo mo ka no around 2019 and a divorce case in Echo PM1. Satam na judge ya yaponi din Alfred Kwabra atie bi na nyo no na ye otemuafo ono ko 2019 na so na fair judge out so no wo di kan hwe sa asem no ansa no no beto aso June 2020 and as divorce case na nkasa no court no e de ba wie ya compensation di ewo ma awutia enti mfie miensa chi na sadia no e de asem we koye na no na peace from so say hu se sa mfie miensa chi no e ba sa na judge no a se si omo so omo yi na di no na oni eye sadia no ex husband and no sadia no enam eye asem e ba ho 3 years ago no womo etimi efa anamfo a womo mienu nyina bibia ni a naji aseka ekura bi wo ho na sadia na no na judge no ka kire no se onye yi onto emuo bi ma no na omfa mafulani fuo bi no omonye na no after 1 year we hu emuo no na ko ba accept police atem pemu a ye de asem no so akọ eye dambai magistrate court enti omo dis asem no na this year ya petition ba ye say divorce case almost started 2019 2020 omo wie no no na judge na ye bibi omo di petition ko enti sama ye hu a eye na lawyer for assign no enu bi na omo de akoda court nti ye gusu a ye wa atwemu a e be hu say ada court no be fra asem no ye be pie mabala nti mi de akosia ta o ba ya sana asem no etie
yo same ene ye bedi ekire na ekire abetie ye dase yama ne bofo panyi wa santemem Samson kwame nyameche ena ye tie ne nka no yenim se ebra kosombo sutade ye bie ye no ye bie ye ema echifa omanfo so esese nkro bebre omanfo kwa hohiehiem ema ebikura no omoda abonten koda ntimi nkosuku ema ekuo bebre esore wakakotu ho na mo ne mu baako eye Despite Media ena TMW Foundation na woma se twa na mo biem omo ne National House of Chiefs na nanoma hemfo bedwa womodi sika som 100,000 Ghana cedis akoma mantam enum omo kwa hohiehiem ebra akosombo ena ponso tade ye bie ye ne chifo manfo so mantam enum yi eye oti Volta Savannah Eastern ena Bunu East region na mantam bia enya 20,000 Ghana cedis a ye de bo nipa womo asetremu ekọ ohawo ne abenedie mu enam sutade na ye bie ye nti na no ena registrar Edema Greater Accra House of Chiefs Enoch Ado ono nso so empanifo chem se wono ena ejina president man National House of Chiefs anemo fa ne maina wo munyina supporto ekuo ye Despite Media ne TMW Foundation etu ho na ma na wo kiremu se National House of Chiefs no wo mo eye afia wieye enhyiemu no wo ma sigina ye se esese yetimi buoni pa wo mo ko hawo ene abenedie mu ebra ensuo yi etwifa wo mo so
na nananom sede honorable minister kan no di atorenche mesi ye nti no nananom nyina atena ase ya ye bibi wo form de bana National House say ekuo no omso beye bibi a betimi de aboa regions no be affected nyina ye kwa ni mu se ye nwie ye enema bibire ho no ma asese na ye mi se ankra so be koso e de bibi aba beboa nananom so ekwa akohia e bia afie wie ye so a mi se bibi so e be pie kire enti nananom ema mokose na de de ama mososo mu nyu so no judiciously na de we se eye no enti minye na emfa emwa emre wona wo ho kai no
we eye opanyini awono ena ejina empanifo anem owura Enoch Ado oye registrar Greater Accra House of Chiefs National House of Chiefs no monkwabate won kran ha no wono ene da wo mo ano no nso ekasai ne no oti regional minister Honorable Joshua Makubi ono so kasai na wo gina wo mo anem agi na wo bo National House of Chiefs anano ahemfo badwa abaso ena Despite Media TMW Foundation ewo anamotu wo motu e dia bo manfo na kakra wo monsa toso no wo mo de be ye adwuma yi
da makachi so say na muye no so sana said the media as part of the government structure here tune din na omuso umaboduru aiden aboye na me mama assurance say whatever media ma ebe cut down to the grassroots and conform we are affected no ebe the direct beneficiary of this gesture continue to appreciate you na yeso ebe bon hu da rama mansa nyina ati say yeso fe betu mu ni mu di toja na National House of Chiefs so abeso yasini yedra amigiti say every regional House of Chiefs are members of the National House of Chiefs no ebe mo maso ati nia National House of Chiefs afa moso a omutimi edibo every those affected regions
Ochi Regional Minister Honorable Joshua Makubu ono ene kasai na owieye ena Director Dema TMW Foundation Constance Adoma Kotechi ono nso so kasai na wochire mu se foundation no wo mobota ene se wo mo makwa hoyehiem ne titru ema ene nkwada no ye betimi ahwo mo ye betimi ama baabia wo makwa akopem ene ema asai wo betimi agire mo naso enti omanfo ene ankrankra enwuma kuo nyina no adwumadi a wo mutu ho na mo no wo bonta wo machi na enimu.
Its situation was just one part, but I say restoration, recovery. Omo call back to omo dade mo no, and no na the most difficult thing now. Once obi esini dying, no we losing eme wo mu nyina nya one day and odinya, and your man wo fi ho no mu na, na wo the one day losing nyina. Nya ye be de na ye de more a ebebo omo some relief be because they see and won say unexpected. Inti na nipa akwa ho ye him, but nipa bi betimi abebo ye na post the spillage, I was saying a rehabilitation for most of them. Inti we are companies, new organizations, a bit media for resettlement and all that, especially for women and children mostly are my affected because a money baby or capital cromody jumano ashe.
Mami Constance Adoma Kotechi were director ma TMW Foundation ekasaya Henry Kwesiminka etintim ede ebesum yekaseboy wotie free peace 104.3 FM so margin shramode ban Remy natural spices Remy goat Remy chicken Remy jollof Remy beef bronye ene ede ba beye duane etise bi aponche krakra bi na wo ba beye na waye no amana ye de anasa akokɔ nkwan bi na wo ye na wo de carrot no ene cucumber okeka bom na wo de ya na echesampa aduane ayede anasa jollof vegetables no na watwitwa na wode afrafra na anasa beef no na ntwena mo nkwan bi ya toton kakra na ansa na ade aye ne nyina no Remy natural spices ene be ma aduane na enti se bunabunu enkatenkwan abenkwan anasa wurare nkwan na wo ye ne bronyemu anasa stew bi na wo ya spices a edanso ahodi wo mu no Remy natural spices na Afromas Plus by Steeps Company Limited and also memedro papa ayede aboa memma se esese wo reche wo target ankasa be ma wo tu kwan free enkran na da bia meka wo kwakọ pie wo komase na woduru nsa wamu a wo so wabre eti Afromas Plus no sa wonomu a the new game changer adwuma no ensesa ebebem obetimi abo adwuma yie enti pusu ho be me na ne Kenya ho na wo bedroom strategies no sesa ne kakra ebra Afromas Plus by Steeps Company Limited wodi ye adwuma no wareche wo target ankasa eti oba no sori anopa na ye adwuma nko a wei Afromas Plus eno no enti somwe na emo uchidom ebra woko baby ton no upedodo tua na wa free Steeps Company Limited there was 0550 709 790 0550 709 790 Afromas Plus the new game changer Banheba Hospital ni na wo hwehwɛ Bible mu a onyame busa Ezekiel sɛ inompei enkwa bebe mu ana ene ose Awurade wo na wonnim me de mede mehu na nemre mu die sɛ wo busa sɛ nkasai anase nompe no enkwa bebe mu a yɛse Banheba Hospital enenim efi sɛ Banheba Hospital ejina na so a eba nkasai anase nompe mu yare cancer of the bone arthritis wo mu gina mo na so ye ho adwuma nkasa etiment na wo ma wo nompe mu na mu hyehyew na mu ye wo ya wutimi sɛ baabi kura dompe ne baabi akyea koto baabi ni kwanso woto da bia wo sori a enye yebra na yenye ho adwuma ma wo etoro bia na wonsa aye titiriti Banheba Hospital wo mo specialize wo bone diseases ahodo anase pra bia bra ne ndress so emma wo Banheba Hospital wo Kumasi atonsu agogo wo mo agogo hospital na chi wa spentes kwano so 18 junction fra wo mo 0244 988 004 0244 988 004 and 0244 0833482 0244083482 TBM 0244083482 echamfo ba yare nyina ebedwane entibra na yensa wo yare America tente abasahare so na ennompemu de obia enim se ba ene betimi ama nkwa abamu amawo na menhwa magyenche kakra na afei yenhome so Yenua ba ku crispo fufo dia wodi aba ne se ekwan bie ni wa Ghana fo beto aba edi ama NDC amanyekuo no ena Akismi Ebenezer enso so sehwebekwa wodi aba se MPP abresui ahokyera aba Ghana fo so enya asem keto nti wo nso ebeyi wo mato ase akonwa Lam taken Rashid and wodi aba se wo mo running mate dibre wo mo prese Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ombeta ne chi no wo mo nyina esefata non de ogidi se napo na sefata ne se ye de se dibre no ema no DJ Omale anyway yosi e wo go so no so mampanyi His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo na bedi eche Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia wo mamamu no eye kama pa wo mudi Kenyan eba Ghana sikasemu commensa pillar 2 no si NDC MPP atitafo mama masonte na munhyemu kena se enkabo mu ene betimi di nkodimdi abremo na Peter Frimpong so akyerem se memama adwo enumre eno se peace kasebo eye kama pa eye the best na mehwemo tachiman ho bu no East region ho ena me free ebae ye homeso ye ba ye beto so
Peace FM. Get involved and vote in the district level elections to choose assembly members and unit committee members.
Electoral Commission FFU, Electoral Commission of Ghana Tra, Afi district level election no e baso ebrada 19 December 2023. E free anopano nso kopum enwumre nunum. E dia yi importem eni mense bedwafo afoforo a omehwese impunto beba opotem ho. District level abato no. Electoral area pro no din. Eni nipa omo e premier to so ba no. Omo dini eni mo mfoni ni opepa no so. E ho no ubeyi nipa ba ko. Uwie no a obese akwaje ballot paper e dia to unit committee abato no. Afi so e ho no unit ni din. Eni nipa e pre no din. Eni mo mfoni nyina e ballot paper no so. Ubeyi nipa num e wo ballot paper no so. Fa ho hye abato no mu. Na nipa e besi wanam e wo municipal, metropolitan ene district assembly committee no. Omehwe se impunto beba opotem ho no. Fa ho hye abato no mu enye hu mfiri mu. Yumedie e baso e benada 19 December 2023.
Your vote is your future.
Happy delightful June. Swachilala, chichi soso. Afrana pa. Epe kwashu breakfast and was in woman. Joe happy delightful juice against with toast, cereal, and even them cool. A bread and fifi. The most fridge man. Happy delightful juice. One of what? And you be here. I come out to relax anyway. Swano, when you're. Let's say what the chamado. Happy delightful juice. Off and a baby, I bring you all day long. One fruit juice. I'm happy delight. One different flavor. Different size. You number 1 liter. Number from NG 150 and 250 ml. A baby healthy life shows on your supermarket. Happy life fruit juice, loaded with taste.
There's a new way to watch your favorite entertainment on the go. From the 1st of December, take your TV with you with Go TV Stream. Want to watch it here? Go for it. Want to watch it there? Go for it. Yeah, even there, it's everything Go TV. Anywhere, anytime. Simply download the new Go TV Stream app from your app store. Sign into your Go TV account to get going. Watch TV anywhere with Go TV Stream. Go TV. Love it.
Peace FM.
Tune it in, turn it up.
Peace FM.
And rip off the knobs.
Kasebo ewutie free peace 104.3 FM so 9 semwa ya de summa numre de makotine bi enie honorable case atoforsen honorable Dr. Case atoforsen wona ye edom kuma wona mahye bedwemba no deni no okire mu se enhyehyɛ ya ban ede ba se eniema be ye aduonu mienu ebiti se sikyire kra ka ho ye nkra emfra bono ne mantem na hye bedwafo nye ho adwuma no IMF fo edi etia kwakwahye o masene hyehyɛ ni tia etia ban ede ye adwuma enye ye ena de toso mienu saa niema ne bi wo ho a oman ne se ebetimi aye ne nso hwemu ano de omani ni padodo hia no na aban entimi anye ene nemra hyebedwem na asem keto anya asem keto akra e say LGBTQ+ no nese senkene consideration stage ne yede to ho no omobobo ho na entimi anye adwuma ama honorable Sam George wo maso ama mra hyebedwafo ekire omadwene edefa ho CPP amonyoko no su kopie komase asigina yese national executives no omuni wo mugidie etu obi amfa na gyanto omunyina de omagyanto ne nso national chairman de osu osura boroboro wotim de wotim honorable kwasi amako atade atodwa se enye nokre de biara da se toll booth workers na wo mo ba ministry ho no wo ma yachi wo mo atumu enkwanta south na hyebedwani nso akasa se nkoda be ye empem dunson ene nkosuku enam ahensem ntawantawa ene huroyi a ema ne musu ntempanifoɔ emfa wo mo nan ensi ho na asumdwe emra ye frame yakosua go aboa jo betimi aframe yakosua nhira ne nsem a ye de ma mo na poso no na nyumeku ebo ye chidom no mo adwe nkyere ne ye Remy Natural Spices Afromas Plus by Steeps na ye memedro ena ban Herbal Hospital ena kasebo ne kasie mu ano Osons Chemist a wo mo de Osons Garlic capsules abadwa so a wono mu a etimi ma we immune system nya hoden eka ho ena Osons Gripe mixture ene ye motofo ankwada nketo no akwada bi wa wosusu basa wa banta bi enim se wu ko we ya eya wudi kan ewo akwada ne uma na akwada ne para uma ne para nom se be ya okone ye wo ne pane no a enka ne bebre obedru fie nso na wudware no a osum basa edru ebeboa wo eye Osons Gripe mixture akwada bi odidi wi na ne bo hyehye no wontimi na ebi wo kora no odidi abroso nanso sa woman Osons Gripe mixture no a na esiesie ne yem kama obi wo kora wontimi nyim frama na eba na ne nkoyie Osons Gripe mixture beboa oba nti oba tan bia Mr. Gripe mixture ena wo pedia eye Osons Gripe mixture MTNC we there for you everywhere you go etibra network iso na ene wo moma yadwuma na data bebre ena wobenya Hisense Ghana ed electronic appliances aba refrigerator chest freezer wo air conditioner television gas cooker electric cooker washing machine ningina e wo Hisense everyday prices for everyday people Pepsodent cavity fighter every smile matters wodidi ana tora bi asikyire ne niema ko hye wo sentem ho eti fa Pepsodent cavity fighter ne twitwe wo sen anopa ne enumre wotimi sampa wo sen anya hoden kaka ene tora bi apampa ye firi wonu mu ba enkoyi no na esiesie wo fine enti obi anim say Pepsodent every smile matters Imbus police ni na duro no eye Imbus Herbal mixture number 1 immune booster ai wo hono no na immune system no se gina na so a yare bi te syphilis gonorrhea white pressure ulcer stroke waist pain fatigue Imbus Herbal mixture beto asiama enti bomodi yan say obenu mu bia wonu mu bia na eche sampa wagina wona so a wo bo adwuma police ni na duro no Imbus Herbal mixture free 0540710113 0540710113 and 0246208496 0246208496 Amen Scientific Herbal Hospital Yetun Safro say Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital ye expert ankasa ewo awo stroke ye expert awo ye expert chronic diseases anasa krankro yare ye expert enyanwanwa si abje abasobo wo Ghana ha ne amono ni bebre e say inshallah wo ba ye nchen a nyame adumti ye besa wo yare ma ho ato Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital brane nkrobata bebre ewo Ghana ha aye gina ye naso ebo adwuma obetimi afrey ewo 024 5275254 024 5275254 0244 227 192 024 227 192 na wodem Inshallah onyame adumti wo ho beto Lion Aluminium Products Limited na ye de quality ni affordable cooking utensils and a roofing sheets aba na wonim say Lion Aluminium Products Limited de enchense de bodan so a wo de bo wodan so apetampe ewiemu o insuo mu o chese ubdem ho ye nyununu ntokro bia emmemu no roofing sheets de eno ane Lion Aluminium Products for roofing sheets and enchense a wo de ye aduane a wo de ye nkwan wo de ye stew tim se enchense gina na so won say tete no ye ma menum timi chon chansi bi ma wo de ye aduane ama okokora wo wukọ na won so aba beto so etro bia wo kọ aware ya na oyi ne nchansi na odi eja wo kwan san nchansi ni nyina no na efi Lion Aluminium Product Limited etimen ton nchansi bia keke eya ahwese label na ebo ho no eye Lion Aluminium Product for ene ye anansa nchansi e de bodanso no eye wo mo de ene enye wo mo de a ene da ne ho na te sa bosoma kotre ne bra na ye monto roofing sheets de ene nchansi de eye wo mo a etisa wo hwehwe wo mo a Lion Aluminium we are the best from the rest. Frey and was 050 952 1865 050 952 1865 050 952 1865 and a 020 823 9969 020 823-9969. Budget cash and carry. Yeni di blue jeans about more than 2 decades. Blue jeans energy drink. Obianim se Ghana hadie. Sa woka energy drinker na eye blue jeans. And a blue jeans energy drink. Enwani energy drinker. Ya no mwa efie petepe edi adansi se ampa. Eye energy energy drink a eba Ghana ha no na yedi ye bibia enkwada ye exams na wo pe energy a eye Blue Jeans energy drink se wo bi ye adwuma na nani ya ha eye Blue Jeans energy drink wo bi tumrika na wabra eye Blue Jeans energy drink enti budget cash and carry yetimo so ane sorry it's more than 2 decades eye over 20 years and na yesomo vitamins BT say B2 B3 B6 B12 ni nyina ewo mu a ni nyina wo no ma wotimi sampa e boost wo strength ankasa na ama wo energy na for high performance and endurance it would be BBC wani so a eno ane se wo ko wani mu ano no e ma ne mema nyina eye Blue Jeans energy drink sa wo pe Blue Jeans energy drink bro nya ye bay wanya energy wanya vim e dia bo adwuma budget cash and carry frɛ wo mo e wo 020 8128190 020-812-8190 and that's 055-00-1000 055-000-1000 ofre 055-00-1000 na edem na una wosna wo num nso a eye special eyes natural mineral water abudun so wo pe ba bi di sika to a eye best point saving saloons na ene na nya adwuma madam wasi.
Tune it in, turn it up,
Peace FM,
and rip off the knob.